What's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome here on my Facebook page, Radko Starot, and this is going to be a live stream for the Venus in Pisces. So in case there are some issues with the stream, please mention them into the comments, because I have saw that Facebook kind of changed the things a little bit with how you create streams. And with that being said, guys, let's go directly to the spreads. That will be a 2-card reading for each star sign. Excuse me, I just dropped one card down. Okay, so that will be a 2-card reading for each star sign. First card is going to be the situation during the transit, and the second card is going to be the challenges during the transit. Okay, so oh yeah, now I can see your comments. Awesome. Okay, and we are starting with Aries. As mentioned in the description of the video, guys, listen to your moon and ascendant sign as well, so you have more accuracy to the reading. Hello everybody. For some reason the comments are not rolling, which means that I have to constantly refresh them here. So I'm apologizing if I can't answer every single comment. And okay, so Aries, one second. Aries, the situation during the transit for you guys. Actually a very good thing, because we have the Sun card, and the Sun card is always positive because it comes to a gentle soul. You are going to be and giving happiness to everybody, single one of you, every single one around you, excuse me. But on top of that, the Sun is a sign that every situation you are engaging in there is going to unfold naturally, if I may express myself that way. So that being said, guys, natural unfoldment means that it's going to be exactly as it is supposed to be. The card also said that during the transit you may gain monetary success, as well as engaging new conversations, and as well as engaging resolutions to your issues, especially if we're talking about more intimate connections with people, like intimate partners, etc., or with your boss. In case you do have a bad relationship with your boss, regardless of that, the Sun is always a sign of success. So you will have your succession, for what it seems, during this transit, Aries. However, the challenges here, we do have the 8 of Cups, and what you are giving on the table, unfortunately, it is not quite enough, and you have to make it up for it. You need to be more innovative, you need to be more creative, and you need to be more, I can't say repartee, because you are repartee. However, you need to start thinking more outside of the box, and stop thinking of what the people are going to say to you or say about you and about your methods. Okay, and as well as you have to like shook yourself away out from the previous failures. Okay, so whatever happened in the past is in the past. As you can see here, the person is walking away from, let's say, a bad emotional state, which is usually associated with failure, and is walking forward in the future, knowing that a better perspective, it is coming up very soon, or it's emerging very soon. And that will be the challenge, guys, detaching from previous failures or previous failed attempts or failed plans as well, so you can start creating your web anew. So that was for Aries, very successful period for Aries. It does look like that they will have a huge progress here with the Sun card. And the Sun card also allows you to open a lot of opportunities for yourself, but not without a contribution to other people. So you should not play solo here. The Sun is always a card that implants teamwork, or rather like engaging and working with people that you really like to do so. You don't have to be with someone that you despise. Okay, so now shuffling, guys, and we're going to Taurus. Okay. So Tauruses, this transit for you is going to give you a time where you have to maintain a certain peace, probably in between two fighting parties, or in between two fighting people, or in general in between two situations. It is very possible that it could be in between, should I go or should I stay? Either way, guys, it doesn't look like that you will be able to make up with that decision. It is because the either way is going to be equally either good or bad. What I'm trying to say is that you don't have the necessary information, and it's not only about information, but it is also about a precious balance that needs to be kept. So you need to be the pinnacle of the scales here, which are maintaining balance. So that being said, you may expect during this particular transit, guys, a lot of dramas, a lot of dilemmas, and a lot of situations where you're going to be placed that you should not take any side whatsoever. Is this bad? Not necessarily. It is because in the same time it does speaks that you will have rather more peaceful period of time where there will be no high expectations towards you, which is actually a good thing, because you can now start paying more attention to yourself and to your own personal needs rather than to the needs of the others. And the challenges here will be the Three of Wands, and as we said, peace and balance. Here it is about maintaining the already established patterns, so that is going to be the challenge here, as well as placing new challenges for further development for oneself. So totally boring and nothing happening cycle for you guys. No well, how can I place it here? There will be not severe improvement, but in the same time there will be no severe deterioration to your situations. So it will be totally perfect period of time for you, Tauruses. There will be no breakups, there will be no new jobs, there will be no firing, and there will be no tantrums, and etc, etc. And probably it's because it's a little bit boring. That's why you will be in this situation of drama and dilemmas, because you do want improvement, but in the same time during this transit it doesn't look like that you will make a severe one, because everything will be just as the same routine as you are used to. So yeah, prepare yourself, guys. It's all that you are doing until now. You have to keep on doing it, moving on further into the future, at least in the next couple of months, I think, is the transit or whatever. I know that it is not a big time transit, or rather for a long period of time. Now let me shuffle, and we'll go to Gemini. Geminis, for you we do have the King of Swords, so I highly doubt that this is going to be a person that you need to keep on dealing with during the whole transition here, during the duration of the transit. But in case it's a person, guys, it's a well-respected person who is very keen with their mind, but and that this is simultaneously positive and negative. It does depend, are you having it for a rival, as an enemy, or as a supporter, you know, someone that is working with you. In both cases, you have to be careful, because these people, they can twist truths very very well, very subtly. They can twist truths in a sense that they may not tell you everything you need to know. So you have to be on your guard when you're dealing with respected people, people with power, people who know what they're talking about. If that's not that particular case, then this particular cycle for you will be about careful realizations of where you're right now, what you want to achieve, and how you can achieve it. That being said, guys, when you carefully analyze your options available and as well your resources, you will be able to establish not just a plan, but as well as to go list, or like step by step further chase to your goals. That will be very, very successful. So take your time during this transit to like I said, analyze and sustain and create a plan for moving on forward. For example, if you want a new job, start looking around for a job and start scratching in the newspapers or in the websites, etc. What kind of jobs can present you with the most unfoldment that you desire, that you deserve, okay, regarding your education, etc., etc. Now the challenges here will be the Queen of Wands. And if this, in case this is a person, a woman that has, I cannot say she has a high standards, it's just that that will be a competitor in case it's a person, and a very skilled competitor, a woman that really knows what she's doing, a woman that has that acute sense for business success, and as well she have that knack for extracting all positives from life. So it's a very fearsome competitor you may have. If that's not a competitor, guys, then the issues here will be to sense the needs of the people. It is because you will have your own personal needs here, as we saw, that you will analyze yourself, you will analyze your situations, and you will go from there, you know, creating up a plan how you need to move on forward. And that will kind of place your friends, your people from your social circle, even some relatives of yours, a little bit on a backseat. And that's why this will be the challenge, because you will be reminded of that. What I mean is that they will kind of like try to make a note that you're not paying much attention to them. But of course, there are times, you know, that we have to take care for ourselves, so we can start taking care for the people that we care about later on into the future. Let me shuffle now, and we can go to Gemini, to Cancer, excuse me. Cancers, unfortunately, guys, for you we have the Three of Swords, so there will be some truths and informations you will have to swallow during this particular transit. Not necessarily things you're gonna like it, but that doesn't change the fact that these things are going to be true. So some of you guys may find out that your partner is cheating on you. Some may find out that you're going to be soon fired. Some may find out that you have been spoken behind your back, or you have been a victim of surreptitious activities. Either way, guys, it is something which you haven't expected, and something that really, I can't say breaks your heart, but it doesn't make it a very pleasant emotions on your behalf. The positive thing, however, is that this card makes you more aware of where your happiness lies. In other words, that will be the result of this card is going to be a spring cleaning. You will wipe away a certain people from your life, wipe away a certain noxious demands that people have against you or towards you. You have to take them under consideration and make compromises with these things. Three of Swords is also the end goal of Three of Swords is to heal yourself emotionally, and not only emotionally but as well mentally, from not following other people's agendas but following your own personal agenda. Unfortunately, as I said, this happens, guys, through a painful realization of a certain truths, information, or basically an action. You could be betrayed by a friend as well, that or multiple friends could betray you during this cycle, guys. Whatever happens, however, the advice here from the card is not to allow your thoughts to twist and tangle through your mind, because it's likely to find yourself very lost. What I'm trying to say here is that this isn't about emotional pain, guys. But the more you think about that information, the more you think about how you, for example, have been lied, or it may not be that you have been lied. It could be that you were unable to seize a good opportunity and you realize that, and that seriously caused you emotional pain, because you know what would have happened if you were able to seize that opportunity, you know? And that's the point here. Don't allow your thoughts to twist and tangle through your mind. It's just forget about it. Take a note of it, you know, but forget about it and start, you know, moving on toward the future, because yesterday is yesterday. You can't recapture it. If you try to do it, so the only thing you're going to lose is tomorrow. And the challenges here will be the Ace of Swords. So talking about that, it's the Ace of Swords is always about seeing not just the truth, but seeing the balanced judgment and making an accurate assessment of your situation and what your options available in front of you are. It's also associated with conversations, very open and truthful conversations. So if you need to confront somebody, maybe this is going to be the issue here, that you will not be able to, or you will have that fear to confront somebody. For example, your boyfriend. Let's say that your boyfriend or girlfriend cheated on you. You may have a hard time confronting them because you know that this is going to provoke scandals, fights, etc. But you have to, so you can liberate yourself from this kind of thoughts which are twisting and tangling through your mind and making you feel uneasy and lost. Ace of Swords, guys, difficulty is always about accepting the truth if it comes as a difficulty. So don't be ignorant. Don't repeat to yourself, this isn't happening, this can't happen to me, it's impossible. It happened, guys, and move on from it. It's just whoever mistreated you during this transit basically does not deserve to be in your life. Just break clean, make clean breaks with them, so new people, more friendly people can enter in your life. Shuffling again, we're going to Leo. So about Leo, very potent transit for Leo. We have the Three of Wands. Leo, it does seem that they will have that sense that they need to improve. And unfortunately, however, with this card, guys, the environment you are in, Leos, is not giving you an opportunity to improve. That being said, the improvement needs to come from your personal drive for improvement. What I mean here, guys, is that you have to be the one that places challenges in front of oneself so you can improve through these challenges. Improvement always happens through challenges. But what is important here, guys, is that you need to follow your patterns. You need to follow the patterns you have established so far for yourself, but in the same time, guys, you need to start adding to these patterns. It's a little bit difficult to understand, you know, but you don't have to kind of like make it a rocket science. Well, it's kind of like let me give you an example here so I can be kind of clear. Following patterns means that you need to follow your needs, okay, or you need to follow your path and add to it. Like if you're an engineer, start adding to that field. Don't try to reprioritize into different spectrum of career. This means to follow patterns, at least for me. But in the same time, guys, it is placing on new challenges, things that you haven't there until now to take on and to tackle with. And as soon as you start doing it, so you will realize that you have so much bigger potential than you think you have right now. And the difficulty for you here is going to be the Three of Swords. So it's kind of like reverse situation with Cancer. And in that particular case, Three of Swords, it's only boosting your tenacity to make it better. Three of Swords is about, in this case, realizing that how could I stay in that particular place right now, not realizing that I can do so much more for myself, for my family, for my relationship, for example, or in general for my bank account, and not asking more from life. So that will be the challenge here, guys, overcoming this sense that until now you could have achieved much more, and right now you are kind of like, you know, realizing for yourself that you can go forward with a much greater success. Not much of a challenge for yourself, guys. It is just a period of time where you will realize that your potential it's not reached, not merely reached, guys, and you have so much more to give to life that it's not even funny. So shuffling now and going to Virgo. Virgo, Five of Pentacles is about this this transit for you guys, and you have to tackle with a difficulties, not severe difficulties. This card isn't about severe difficulties, but on the other hand is about a multiple difficulties on multiple fronts. Not much to be said, guys, apart from that you don't have to tackle with them alone, because as you can see in the picture, there are two people struggling in the winter, which means that you don't have to be alone with your difficulties. There is a relative of yours or a friend of yours, or in general somebody which is in the exactly same position and it is fighting for the same results as you do, so you can side, and the thing and kind of like the tackling with difficulties will be much more easy than it is right now. Okay, this card usually is associated with insecurity due not being confident in one's position. It is not about that much about financial issues, while it could, you know, attach financial issues into it. However, it is more about insecurity into one relationship, insecurity into one position in job. It is kind of like fearing that you will be left alone, or fearing that you will be fired, and that's why you're trying to do as many things as possible, and it is where the problems come from, etc., etc. Is just take it easy, guys. You need to show mental strength in order to overcome these issues. Mental strength is because we have elements of earth here, and it is a bad example of elements of earth. The only thing destroying earth, that's the air, and air is associated with mind, so you need to have very strong will and very determined not acceptance, but intentions, and as well understanding of what you want to do and where you want to go. So don't change your mind constantly. This is an advice what I can tell you in order to overcome easily this kind of difficulties given to you by the Five of Pentacles. And now we know why this is going to happen. There is nothing to do with being fired, guys. There is nothing to do with being left alone, although you will have these kind of like fears, okay, but you won't be, because as the challenges we have the Hierophant, and the whole picture here is that you will be asked and you will be made to do something you don't want to do, okay, something that goes against your beliefs, something that you usually despite doing, but right now you will not have the choice, but you need to do it in order to resolve certain issues, a connection issues with other people, like engaging issues with other people. This card shows, guys, that you need to talk a lot about your things, and you need to also start explaining yourself theoretically. As I said, have a strong and logical mind, guys, and this is going to help you move through this kind of like I can't say period of difficulties, it will be period of insecurities, which is different. You may be quite solid and stable, but at the same time you may feel insecure. You know, it is not about having these kind of difficulties where you struggle with life. It is not going to be that case with you guys. Okay, so the next one, that will be Libra. Libra's King of Cups, it is what we have about the transit here. And if this is a person during the transit that you're going to spend the time with, that will be a very professional and a very stable emotionally person, in the same time a person that is capable of a deep emotions, which means that it will be someone that does not give impression that they have something for you, but in the same time they will have something for you, something like this. Okay, if that's not a person, guys, it will be a period of time where you have to make very accurate and as well professional decisions about your path moving on forward, and in the same time with very measured actions. Okay, so you don't have to go to the extreme, you don't have to be aggressive about your situations, and in the same time you don't have to be you should not be careless about your situation, guys. It's kind of like taking or finding the middle road moving on forward. This card is also saying that there will be a helping hand that will reach towards you. There is no need for you to pass on it, and as well as you will receive some tempting offers along your way. So it could be a tempting offer for your for a new job, it could be a tempting offer for a relationship. The difficulties, however, will be inviting everything new in your life. It is, to me, these two cards with the Page of Wands speaks that when you receive that kind of an offer, guys, or you receive the helping hand, or kind of like the helping hand reach for you, you will not be able to believe it. Okay. And as well, this card shows that either way you will be able to cope with your difficulties, because this is a card of believing in one's personal strengths as well. With the Page of Wands, Page of Wands always believe in his personal strengths, and either you will take that help or not, you will be able to succeed with your thing. The problem here, guys, the difficulty will be for you to believe that you can do it on your own. And there is nothing wrong taking on that help. It is just making it on your own. It will give you much more satisfaction, and on top of that is going to you know, give you better rewards, because if you're doing it with someone, then you have to share the reward at the end. But in general, guys, it will be a difficulty for you to accept new things in your life, and as well to, how can I place it, to receive the message with open heart. Okay, to be pure about it. So you may think that this kind of offer has something in the background, there is something surreptitious into it, or you may start think that this helping hand, it is not sincere and it is not pure, etc., etc. So shuffling now, and we're going to Scorpio. Okay, so Scorpios, I still don't understand why I can't see your comments, guys. Okay, anyway, Scorpios, we have a similar situation, at least for the transit here, as Cancers. Three of Swords, guys, there is some unpleasant informations coming in your way, some things that you cannot alter, and some truths about a certain situations in your life that you cannot do anything about it, guys. And don't think too much about it. It is just try to put it behind your back as soon as possible, because the more you are open for the mistake probably that you have done, or the more you are open for the truth that comes in your way, the sooner you will heal from your situation. Very, very important, guys, not to think the worst of yourself, because thinking at the worst of yourself, that you are the reason for your failure, or that you cannot do better than that, it is something that will really put you in a magic circle where there will be no improvement whatsoever. So whenever that particular thing happens, wherever you experience some bad news comes in your way, or kind of like you realize that you are not on the right track, you don't have to pity yourself, you don't have to, you should not have any regret about your things or about the things you have decided to do, but just change direction. You just say, that's a lesson for me to learn, and I'm changing directions now for a greater future. But in general, Three of Swords is always about healing coming through a first caused pain. And that pain usually, as I said, comes through information, it comes through a shared truth. It could be also a whisper from somebody that you know about something that you are deceiving yourself about. And the challenges here is the sun, and that's about seeing the bright thing, the bright side of life. So you Scorpios will have hard time believing that you can recover from this, and it is not really a hard time, guys. It is just that you need to believe that these things happen. I mean, shit happens, and sometimes when shit hit the fans, it's the only thing you can do is lay low in the grass so you don't get dappled with them, you know. But in general, this card shows that you will have a hard time believing that your situations, or kind of the situations with these kind of like painful informations, will resolve in your favor. And the good thing here is not to be panicking. That will be also a difficulty you need to overcome, guys, panicking, because you may start panicking, and by panicking yourself you may start doing stupid things, and stupid things will alter the natural unfoldment of the situation, where the natural unfoldment of the situation will be always in your benefits here with the Sun card. The problem here will be to believe in that, guys. So believe in, how can I place it in words, believe in that you have a better outcome than a current situation you are involved in right now, or during the transit. And that's the thing, you don't have to do much about it, guys. This card also points that you may struggle a little bit with money during this transit, but let's thank God that the transit is not for a long period of time, because I am Scorpio myself. Okay, so let me shuffle now, and we go to Sagittarius. Wow, Sagittarius. This cycle, guys, for you, we have the Hermit card. So it is truly about you taking on a different direction in your life, most likely a direction that there will be no one there to applaud you, but it will be only wise and intelligent direction for yourself. So you may realize that you need to change job, you may realize that you need to change partners in your romantic relationship, etc., etc. But it is about finding your true path in life. So during this cycle, guys, if you start feeling that you are not on the right track, most likely you aren't on the right track in your life, and it is very likely that during this cycle you will start sensing where the right path for you is leading you towards. So you may start isolating yourself, secluding yourself from your relationship. It is because you start sensing that your partner is not exactly the one that you want to be with. Or you may start searching for different jobs, realizing that the job right now that you're working is not giving you the satisfaction. It's basically, it is not your thing. It's all about that, guys. Showing wisdom and intelligence is about your personal, no improvement, but your personal life and the personal direction of your life. And that being said, as I mentioned, you may withdraw yourself from the ideas of the world and the ideas of others, so you can find out at the end of the day what are your personal desires and what you personally deserve from this world. So major change, major transit for you, Sagittarius, is where you will finally realize what you need to do, at least into one area of your life. And the difficulty here will be Knight of Cups. If that's a person, then we do have someone who talks sweet, but in reality it is not something that you can rely on. Okay, so you need to take that under consideration if your new direction depends on somebody. But if that's not a person, guys, the difficulty here, it's not really a difficulty, it's more about lacking awareness that you have a talents that you can use which you are not using, if that makes sense to you. And as well, the card says that it will require much more work than you have anticipated, guys. So you will be much more busier than than you would have want to, but in the same time work will give results, because this card, it is about fair share. What I mean is that nothing is left to the chance, but as much as you work, the more you will benefit from. It is not like you will be deprived from rewards. If you put the whole work in someone else, it's kind of like collect the banners from it, you know. It's just everybody gets what they deserve. So Capricorns follow next. Let me shuffle. Capricorns, this will be a rather quite swift period of time for you. There will be a lot of decisions you need to make, guys, and they have to be a sweet split-second decisions. The thing is that the decisions needs to be made as well consulting with your emotions, and you have to be quite brave. So it's kind of like a a risk involved into this drive, but it is likely that the things will move on with a higher speed than usual. Okay, so you can expect a lot of changes to happen, but these in your life, but these changes will be totally forced by you. It is not going to be a coincidental change, like a change where you don't have any control upon. Just on the contrary, guys, all the changes that can happen in your life are changes that you will consciously invite and consciously force in your life. That being said, be aware of what you truly want to happen from your environment, because you will have it exactly as you decided. So again, during this particular cycle, guys, your decisions needs to be totally consulted with your emotions. In other words, don't do something or don't decide something which you don't like. If that's a person, then this is a very brave person, but in the same time, someone who doesn't have much of a spruce vision. So if they are focused upon a particular goal, they will go forward to it no matter what the consequences and no matter what other options available there are in front of them. That being said, if you follow this person, they may very well drag you down with them in case they are about to fall, because these people, they aren't the quitters. When they go towards something, they have either everything or they have either nothing. And the difficulty here, guys, we have the Tower card. So the difficulty here for you will be about, well, that's a tough one. That's really a tough one, because it's not going to be about small changes, as I said, changes in your life. As a matter of fact, are going to be huge transformations, guys. And the good thing is that you can have them the way you want to have them. The bad thing is that you have to sacrifice certain things in order to have them the way you want to have them. So it's like destroying before rebuilding it even wider, even bigger. And the difficulty here will be about destroying. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, guys, is that your life cannot go on the way it is going on right now, and in order to reach a certain improvement, you need to start doing kind of like things that go beyond your comfort zone. So you need to step outside of your comfort zone, and it will be very strange for you. It will be very insecure in the same time. There will be some situations with very unpleasant symptoms. Okay, but and in many situations during this cycle, you'll have the impression that you lose a lot. Well, in reality, you win. And that will be the issue for you guys, believing that in the end, in reality, at the end, you win instead of losing. So it is about keep on going. Don't doubt in yourself for a second, because doubting for a second is going to cost you the succession, as you have to, in case, instead of doubting in this second, you have to make a decision in split second, guys. So be very decisive and be very determined, and in the same time be quite aware of what you want for yourself, for your family, for your relationship, etc., etc. Then we're going to Aquarius. So Aquarius is, you have as well very potent transit, guys. With the Magician card, it does look like that you will show sovereignty, willpower, as well as you will build up some fellowship. People will start following you guys. People will start praising you. It is kind of like they will have you as an example. Not to mention that your communication level is going to just hit the rooftop, and you will be able to convince a lot of people around your personal idea. But you will show in front of the people which are assessing you very determined and actions, excuse me, supported with quite of a huge determination and the skills behind your actions, which means that will prove you as a very valuable asset to the company you're working at, as a very faithful partner in one relationship, etc., etc. But the Magician in your case says that in this transit, guys, you have everything you need in order to at least make the first step toward the goal you have placed in front of yourself. And if you don't make these first steps, then you are depriving yourself from happiness, you are depriving yourself from succession. And the difficulty for you will be here, the Knight of Cups. It will be only the job that needs to be done. So it will be much more than you are actually willing to do. So it is kind of like you need to kind of roll up your sleeves and start working hard, guys. And the issue here will be the rewards. Okay, so the rewards are going to be in the distant future, not in the immediate future, but the problem is that the work needs to be done in the near future, which means that you will have that impression that you are doing a lot, but you are gaining nothing from it. That's a false sense, guys. The rewards are gonna come further in the future. It's just do what is necessary in order to at least, as I said, make the first steps toward your aim and toward your goal. As I said, a very potent period of time for you, Aquarius. Says a lot of people will embrace you, a lot of people will have you as an example, a lot of people will start following your creed. So in case you have private business, guys, that means for a lot of reviews, that means for a lot of positive feedbacks as well, a lot of people that are following your work, a lot of people that are liking your work, finding you as an exceptional artist, for example, of what you are doing. This is also a good period of time for you to obtaining a new qualification, like signing up for courses, education, etc., etc. The problem as well, again, it will be the results from that, or not the results, but the rewards from that. Of course, when you finish a certain qualification, it needs time so the qualifications start paying off for yourself. You know, it's always like that. Not to mention that the time that you are following that qualification or an education is a time you make no gains whatsoever. But in a long term, as I said, it will be paid off. So if you want to, guys, improve your skills, improve your knowledge, this transit is a transit where you need to sign up for that. And last but not least, guys, we are going to Pisces. Pisces, Seven of Pentacles is for this transit for you, and this is rather a time of for you to wait and pray. No, well, I don't know if that's the correct word. It's not like praying, but it is like praying in the grass, waiting for your a victim or for the correct time to come, you know. So it's kind of like praying, having a quarry in front of you. So it's more like waiting for the right time, as I said. And while you wait, guys, this this particular time, this transit for you will be about scaling up how much effort you're giving toward your situations, either relationship or career, and how much you invest in them and how much you gain from them. It is very likely that most of you will realize that they are either investing way too much and they are gaining way too little from it. Whatever it is, guys, this is always a card of waiting. One second, guys, someone wants me someone wants me really bad. Okay, so I don't quite understand that that message. One second, guys. Okay, so yeah, well, like the person in the picture, this card, it is very connected, personally connected to your situation, and I want to explain it to you a little bit more closely. A little bit closely here. That by the way, guys, yeah, well, this is about this video is live. I mean, we are happening live right now. Some of you are thinking that it is recorded. Staff from my support said that to me. It is because I don't read your comments. The thing is that Facebook changed something and I cannot see the comments, or I am seeing them, but I have to constantly refresh the page, and obviously this is going to interfere with the flow, with the smooth flow of the live event. So maybe I will change to YouTube lives. I haven't made up my mind right now. It's the first time I'm seeing this stupid configuration from Facebook. It's really disturbing for what I can say. It's stupid. Anyway, so yeah, it is not pre-recorded, guys. This is live, but I want to explain to Pisces a little bit closer what this card is all about. Now, if you observe the person here, guys, it does depend in front of your personal situation. Now ask yourself, are you seeing this person worrying about fitting the pentacle in the grass, or are you or in the bushes here, or are you seeing the person worrying because the pentacle fall from the bushes? It will be different for every single one of you, and usually this is one of the cards where it's very hard to judge what it is. But in reality, guys, this is a card about analyzing how much you give for what you gain. So it is very likely in this particular moon's transit to cut off some of your investments, to stop seeing people, because you will realize, for example, that you are giving way too much from your personal time for these people and you have no benefit whatsoever from it. It is all about how much you give to how much you gain. So there will be a balance reached after the cycle is over, but you don't have to rush it, guys, because there is some fateful events which are waiting you behind the corner, and they need to happen before you can make up on your mind definitively. Okay, so you don't have to rush with your decision straight away. And the issue for you will be the Fool card, and in this particular sense, the issue is what's going on. Anyway, so it's difficult as an issue because the Fool card, it is about new beginning, but it is not really about new beginning, guys. In that particular case, it's about taking the realization that you may not receiving what's what you're working for so hard more lightly, and swapping it with something different and something new, and in the same time maintaining the friendly connection with the person that you think deprived you from a well-deserved success. That being said, guys, with the Fool card, it is very important to be innocent, to be sincere, and to be light-hearted toward the people you are interacting with, as well as to give expansion to your ideas, no matter how foolish your ideas are looking. And above everything else, Pisces, dream, guys, because your dreams can become true. It is not true that they are foolish and that they are unreachable. In reality, guys, or further in the future, they may come reality. It's all about you focusing on the dream. Right now, it is not important how you're gonna reach there, okay? It is important that it is truly reachable, and people have done it. So you can do it. And as I said, maybe you will start thinking about how much you have to give, or how much you have as on a stock to give in order to reach that particular dream of yours. So you, Pisces, is all about establishing and start following a dream of yours, guys. And if you are tenacious enough and you believe enough in your inheritance that you deserve that dream, then the dream will be yours, guys. Okay, so that was the tarot reading for the transit Venus in Pisces. And guys, I love you all. Thank you all for the support. I haven't imagined that I will have that much views on my very first live here. Unfortunately, I cannot draw you cards because, as I said, I'm not seeing your comments, which is a shame. In case you want, however, a personal reading with me, you can check my website at tarotpredictions.net, guys. You don't have to type /. Anyway, so yeah, tarotpredictions.net. And you can go from there. Scrolling down the front page, you will find my services, guys. And as soon as you make your purchase, we will schedule an appropriate time for both of us. That being said, I wish you people the best of luck during this particular transit. And as always, stay informed, guys. Stay positive. Rat signing out now. See you next time. Bye.